We're streaming live on YouTube now. It's amazing technology, I tell you.
Right.
So, first show back, January 26th. This is virtually Speaking of SAC. I'm joined here this morning with Dr. Robert Vela. I'm Hot Mustard. Morning, Dr. Vela.
Good morning, Hot Mustard. Good to see you again. You looked rested, and you looked like maybe you had a good break, or maybe not.
I'm trying different things.
Yeah.
I live alone, and a lot of people do. I think probably the best thing I got for the holiday season was like the Betty Crocker cookbook. And it's a great book. It has all the basics you need, and I've been using it a lot.
Cool.
And I can't wait for the SAC library to reopen, because I would mainly go in there and check out the cookbooks, because there's so many cookbooks in the SAC library. And cookbooks are
speaking
expensive.
of what, they are. And speaking of trying something new, for the first time I used to admire Dean Walker for always ordering eggplant lasagna, which I was like, I'll never ever try that. I tried it last night, and again, tried something new. First thing out of my mouth is, "Where's the beef?" Actually, it was amazing. So I had been judging eggplant lasagna for years without even trying it until you try it, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Nice.
So it's good to try something different and new, especially like you're doing with cookbooks, because we've judged some food just because it looks funny, maybe I don't know, and then you end up loving it. I couldn't tell that there wasn't any beef in that lasagna. That's how good it was.
Nice. Definitely a great time to try new things, and things that you've been putting off and saying, well, if I had time, I'll do that, or I'll get around to doing that. Definitely take this time, use it wisely, and think about it, because, it's tomorrow's looking not so far away as we thought. But, finally saw Die Hard for the first time. Never seen it. That's a great film. I'm not sure if it's a Christmas film or not, but hey, why not?
Was that back in the 90s when that film first came out?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I do remember the title. It just was like years ago.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You got to have fun with it. You got to have fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we're back. This is the spring semester. The numbers have already rolled in as far as enrollment goes and everything. And looking back in the fall, Forbes put out an article this morning. It was a 2.6% decline from the previous fall of 2019. And they're saying that community colleges bore the brunt of it. Associate degree programs fell 8.4%. So, there was a decline, but it's not as big as a decline as was projected. Right. The American Council on Education, they predicted a 15% drop across the board. That did not happen. We had 2.6% drop. What are we doing to ramp up for this coming fall?
That's a good question. I think for us, this past fall, we did experience a growth in headcount, a little drop in contact hours, meaning they were taking maybe less classes in the fall, which was really good, because we were one out of a very few community colleges in the country, because most of our colleagues around the country did experience significant decline in enrollment. And of course, we're still watching the spring very, very carefully right now. We are trailing behind, but remember, we've got till Flex 2 to register, which is around March or so. So we're still onboarding students and doing everything we can to ensure that we have a healthy semester. But one of the things that I've been advocating for and really pushing our employees and our team to impress upon our students is that I think in these times when times are really, really hard, and don't get me wrong, I think it's harder for community college students because oftentimes those are the students that are really trying to get that marketable credential of maybe get a promotion in their job. So they may not have the best of jobs, or they may not have a job. They're trying to get that extra marketable skill. And then the pandemic happens, and then I think their first instinct is to kind of step back and reevaluate, or maybe say, you know what, I don't want to do online. I'll wait till they come back face to face. I think this is the time, the message is that this is the time for our students to connect even more so to the college, to be enrolled, because we have resources. You know, we have a CARES round 2 of the CARES money that will be coming in the next few weeks. We have the advocacy center, we have counseling, we have the telemedicine. In partnership with UT Health School of Nursing. We have all kinds of resources that are free to students, so they don't have to go out and wonder how they're going to potentially treat, something they may be experiencing, or maybe they need help with their electrical bill, those kinds of things. If you're not a student at SAC or any one of the Alamo colleges, it's almost like you're kind of on your own. But I want to encourage students to take classes with us so that they can be enrolled and benefit from all the resources that we do have for them. And I can tell you this next round of CARES money is going to be significant. I mean, probably double, even potentially triple the amount we received in the fall. So having said that, we're going to have a lot more resources for our students to get through. So I think that's what I want to encourage. Now, I can tell you, Hot Mustard, when times are tough like this, and we've all been there, we tend to put school on the back burner. And I understand that, but I'm asking folks to fight that, put classes first to ensure that you're connected to our robust resources that we have here at the college. So I want to encourage students to take more classes, or to take classes and not choose to sit out right now, even though I think that's kind of your intuitive gut instinct, is to kind of sit out. Maybe I need to go to work. I think your instinct should be, let me go to school to be sure that I am able to benefit from the resources that SAC does have.
Definitely. Being a former student and then working at SAC now, I can tell you that one semester off, it's when you come back or you decide to come back, that is a huge decision.
Yeah.
It's the most difficult.
Yeah.
Stay with it, stay enrolled. Don't take that semester off. Trust me, it's not worth it. But we will get through this.
Yeah.
We
and
will.
You and I know, Hot Mustard, from experience, is when you do take a semester off and then you try to come back, you say, well, it's hard, right? So when it gets hard, then you say, well, let me wait till next semester. Because it's, and then let me wait till, and then by the time you know it, you're 2 years, 3 years out, and it makes it even harder. So stay connected, stay enrolled. Let us help you, not just through your classes with tutoring and academic support, but all the wraparound services that we have to ensure your success and ensure that we help you and your family through this very difficult time. So we are blessed to have some amazing resources here at SAC and in the Alamo colleges, and the best and safest place to be right now is enrolled at our college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Well, I want to congratulate you.
Really?
I think you're the first college president of San Antonio College, to figure out the parking problem.
It took a pandemic, but we figured it out.
Yes.
Yes.
And what's amazing is that, we're still building another parking garage.
Yeah.
Because we are going to come back. We're going to come back stronger than ever to campus. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait. And a lot of people can't wait, but
yeah,
we're getting there. We're getting there. Things take time.
Well, I can already envision when we do get back, and it's going to be sooner rather than later. I'm very confident of that. We still have to kind of hunker down this semester, but we will get back. I can already envision all the parking lots, all 3 garages completely full to the top when things get back to normal. one of the most impressive news in a first for San Antonio College is the approval for us to offer the new Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. We are no longer coined or designated a community college. We are a baccalaureate degree granting institution now, as in the eyes of our accreditors. As a result, we will have our first cohort of nursing students in the fall of 2021. Now think about this. Our nursing department has the capacity to enroll up to 1,000 associate degree or RN pursuing students, and we could probably serve just as many BSN students at some point. Yeah, those parking lots and those garages are going to be completely full when we get back to normal, because that BSN, ADN to BSN is going to be a game changer for this community. And I think we're going to see a lot of our students that are out there as practicing registered nurses want that extra credential to become a BSN, and hopefully they continue to the MSN and the DNP. I mean, there's so many. The more you move up and the more education you have, the more money, the more opportunities you're going to have to be able to do something very, very meaningful in your community. You're already doing it as an RN. I think what it does is gives you more options to make yourself proud, make this community proud, and do something very, very special for this community.
Definitely. Do we have numbers on how much, San Antonio College, we were always moving towards using less paper.
Yeah.
Do we have any numbers on how much more we've probably saved since the start of this? And I would imagine it's quite a bit.
Well, that's a great question. And I can tell you, we've swept those accounts to be able to utilize them for other things like academic support, more tutoring, more supplemental instruction. So we're spending virtually nothing on paper right now. And here's the beauty of it. When you always look for the silver lining in these types of things that are hard for people, we have now I think we've all gotten really good at electronic filing, electronic signatures, everything that we do now is electronic. And I push people even more so. When I see a document signed and then scanned, that means that somebody printed it from home, signed it, then scanned it, sent it back. I said, I don't want to see that anymore. I want to see an electronic signature so you never have to print a piece of paper again. So we are all pushing very hard, because I tell you, Hot Mustard, the goal would be that we spend no paper, money on paper, except for students, right? Because students still, I can understand, students still want to print their paper out. They want to be able to edit it using a red pen, whatever they use. There's a methodology to studying that I understand. You've got to print that paper out. You're going to see it in front of you. But those monies and those resources should be for students, not for our own kind of processes that are really outdated,
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, it's very, very few money is being spent on paper. The only money we're spending is to ensure that we have a copier and a printer for our students, especially our face-to-face students, if they choose to print something or want to be able to copy something for their studies.
I remember when I was going to class, and someone would show up and they didn't have pen or paper, and the shame that you would get from everyone in the class, and they would just look at you like, oh my gosh, who are you? But moving forward into a paperless world, I hope nobody has to deal with anything like that.
Well, I can tell you, How Mustard, my 11-year-old sixth grader who just returned back to face-to-face instruction, they assigned her an iPad, and her homework. I'm watching her do her homework and write, but on the iPad. There is no loose leaf paper. So I went and got her all these. Remember old school? We would get like one little tablet per subject, and you would write on it, and you would get it ready for your backpack or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They're sitting in a room because teachers are saying you don't need a notebook here. Everything is going to be done out of the iPad. So that's the next wave of students. They're already getting used to that type of instruction and how they do their homework. And we need to be ready for that. We need to be ready for that next student that says, Now, why is it that I need a pencil and paper in this when I have everything? Yeah, that's what they're asking, because that's not their world right now,
Yeah.
So I know you and I still prefer paper and pencil, here at home and stuff when I do things, but and yeah, I know. There you go. And I love my pen, but I don't think I've used my pen since we've started this pandemic at all. And I love pens, but I have a feeling that the whole pen business may be out of business
Yeah.
after we get back,
Wow.
Yeah.
So we are back, and when we left off last semester, we were hoping to come into the spring semester. I believe it was at level 3,
Yes.
and we have pivoted back down to a level 5 as far as letting people back onto campus.
Yeah.
Um, and right now, I believe coming up next week on Thursday, February 4th, there's going to be a meeting at Incident Command, and they're going to decide if we're going to stay at level 5 or move to level 4. So we'll definitely be talking about that coming up in the weeks to come, whether we move or not.
Right.
But we'll see what happens. You
Well,
have to play it by ear.
We'll have to play it by ear. Right now, we have roughly about duplicated about 460 students that are here face to face, simply because their type of degree and their course and the accreditors that oversee those courses, that's what they want. I mean, we cannot steer from or veer from that. So they are physically here, and we're doing a great job protecting them and faculty and staff. However, you're right. I am on incident command, and we meet every Thursday. So by next week, we need to make a decision whether we're going to go from a level 5, which is about 95% online or remote, to a level 4, which could be as much as 10% physically here to 15%. And then hopefully, if things still continue to look good for us, maybe by March, we can return to a level 3, which is about 25% physically on campus. So obviously, what the mayor and the judge reported out yesterday is promising. Positivity rates are coming down, hospitalizations are coming down, but it's one of these things where, is it just a little blip and things are going to go back up, or are things truly coming down? We're going to have to watch it daily. Yeah, we're going to have to watch it.
And there's a lot of cases, and I know on Sunday night, they had 289 new cases, which was good to hear.
Right.
But I believe this morning, yesterday, I believe it was 2,000 plus cases again, because of backlogs, and you got to take backlogs into consideration and everything like that. But with the new strains out there, and we have to be safe. We don't want anyone to get this.
Right. So remember, I mean, for us, a lot of that is when, it's the time you spent within those folks that choose to be within that 6 foot, kind of rule. What they're saying is now is that, it takes about a good 5, 10, 15 minutes to really contract the virus, where this new strain, even if you're within those 6 feet, and you don't have a mask on, it could be within seconds. That's how quickly you can catch that. So it's going to spread a lot faster, that new variant, UK variant. And they're expecting that could be the dominant variant for the United States by March. So if we don't continue to do what we do, which is mask up, social distance, and not continue to push the envelope, we're going to be okay at SAC. Now, what happens though is that at SAC, we're at one of the most safest places, I think, in the city, in the county, in the country. It's what happens outside of that we can't control, right? When people, we're human. We let our guard down, or we don't wash our hands, or whatever. If we do the gas pump, or I don't know. There's just little minor things that I've heard where people may slip up a little bit and unfortunately end up contracting that virus. So, we just need to be careful and understand that, yes, we're tired of the virus, but the virus is not tired of us quite yet, so we've got to stay strong. We've got to stay vigilant about the things that we're doing to protect ourselves and our families in this community.
See, new mascot. So the
Yes,
survey is out there right now, and you got to take it. Check your ACE's email. It's in the SAC Talk newsletter.
yes. And this is really important, Hot Mustard. I know we've covered it quite a bit here in our discussions, but I want to encourage our students. I know you've got a lot of priorities on your mind right now, but I do want our students to do the survey. We need to select a mascot. It is important to the school. We've been here 95 years, and we intend to continue. But we need an appropriate mascot. So without your input, it'll be difficult. So please fill out that survey. I was just watching the news yesterday, and Hayes Consolidated, which is just up the road from just south of Austin, they just picked their new mascot. I think they changed. They were the Hayes Consolidated Rebels, which was kind of the whole Confederate, kind of
Yep.
movement. And they ended up removing that one, and they selected the Hawks. So obviously that's happening not just at SAC, it's happening all over the country. And some neighbors at school districts just up 35 here just changed there. So they move a little quicker, but for us it's important that every voice gets counted, every voice gets heard in the process, so that we can pick the most appropriate mascot for San Antonio College.
Yes. So check your ACE's email. It's in the SAC Talk newsletter. Get that done. Get it done.
Get it done. That's right.
The Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities is offering grants up to $1,000 to help students in need of emergency relief due to the coronavirus pandemic. You can submit an application. The deadline is February 12th. Once again, that is also in the SAC Talk newsletter. There's a link in there. We can't stress enough. And I'm so surprised when I come across a student that they're like, no, I haven't checked my email. Well, what are you talking about? We're virtual now. We're online. You should be doing it every day.
That's the discipline, Hot Mustard, is that sometimes students wait a few days before they check it. I think the discipline that if I were to advise students, and I know you said this, is check it daily. You can quickly just omit the ones that aren't relevant, but there's some great information just like this one out there for students. And think about it, guys. $1,000 from Haku, which is really, really great scholarship, plus scholarships from us, SAC or the foundation or the CARES Act 2, you could really put yourself in a position to probably have a great semester if you're able to take advantage of all the support out there for you.
Yes. Weeks of Welcome is still going on. They're going to be having Zoom caricatures this morning at 10 a.m. You can sign up through Alamo Experience. So much going on there. Last night they had on Singo, I believe. It's like bingo with songs. And Greg and DJ Menyo were doing a great job on that last night. Mm-hmm. Shout out to them. And we had a great kickoff last week. Seeing the transition to online for the student life experience, and we understand it is difficult for the student. There's a lot going on, and then it's also for the programming side, like what do you want as a student? Because we understand you may go to classes during the day, and then 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hits, and you're like, okay, well, am I going to go do this or Netflix or Fortnite or anything else? We get it. We get it. Yeah. But we do have some really great programming, and you can also reach out to the Office of Student Life and recommend what you also want to see.
Right. And I have seen Student Life just get so creative with what they're doing. And the beautiful thing now is that students, I think, that have not been able to participate in a lot of our face-to-face kind of programming are now taking advantage of these things that are, it's the accessibility piece, I think, that really, and people, and it's like you said, people have choices, but at least if this is something that you would like to try, it's there and readily available for you. I think we've seen a lot more student engagement than ever before. Don't get me wrong, I don't know if anything will ever take the place of physically being there, but I think for a lot of students that may work, their issue was just access to those activities. So now that there's access, so here's the thing, the challenge when we get back to normal, we're going to have to do both. We're going to have to be able to do the face-to-face, but also put it in a way where our students that can't be there can still access it from home somehow. So it's going to be a challenge because students are going to want both in the new normal, whatever that new normal will be.
Definitely. Yeah. Do you think when we return, I'd say probably 2-3 years out,
Yeah.
will we have more hybrid courses, you think, where the class is there, it's in person? If you want to attend, go right ahead. If you don't, that's fine. You can tune in live or you can watch it later. Do you see more of those classes coming back when we come back?
That's a great question. And we have been talking and preparing that there will, I think a lot of people are saying, well, let's get back to pre-COVID. I think we will, whatever we get to will be a new normal for us. And you're absolutely right. Students are going to want a choice now because they truly understand what hybrid means, where you can come, maybe every other week face to face, and some of it is done online. You can do remote, which is where you can be in class, but electronically somewhere else. You could do a true online or you could do a face to face. So we are going to have to change up the modalities and how we offer these courses to be relevant to our student needs, right? And we're already hearing students through Student Government Association and other places say, we want these remote classes to continue when we get back, because I need to see my instructor, but I don't need to physically be there, but I need to be able to engage with an instructor through Zoom or through whatever means we use, right? So it's going to change, Hot Mustard. We're going to have, and that's going to include all the student programming that we do. People are going to want both, the best of both worlds, to make good choices. Because if we simply go back to our normal pre-COVID, and students are not satisfied with that, they're going to go somewhere else where those needs can be met. So we have to stay relevant. We have to stay aligned with what our students want, and students are wanting those choices to be able to work or balance their work life, home kind of situation. And yeah, it'll be a new normal when we get back.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
SAC students with health or medical issues can get professional help through the free telehealth service. And that's open to students with or without insurance, but you must make an appointment. And it's open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You have to call 210-485-0571.
This is a game changer, as you know, Hot Mustard. We have been wanting a clinic for so long. We were ready to physically open it because of the level 5. We had to do the telehealth, but we should open it back up. Hopefully, if things go well, by February the 15th, hopefully we can open it physically back up for students. But again, this is available free of charge to our students that may not have access to quality healthcare. This is UT Health School of Nursing. These are some of the best professionals in our city, in one of the best medical facilities and schools in the country, providing that service for our students. So it's a game changer.
Oh, yeah. Work study jobs, federal work study jobs are available. Once again, this also goes back to checking your email. Check the newsletter, the SAC Talk newsletter. Keep an eye out for it every week. Federal work study jobs. It was sent last Friday, $12.50 an hour, up to 15 work study hours a week. So, if you'd like to be involved, like to put a little money in your pocket while you study, yeah, why not?
And a lot of these jobs are virtual or remote, right? Because we don't have a lot of people. So this is a great way to still continue to help the college, but also work remotely and earn a little income. We also put out, we needed work studies to fill some of our safety officers, the folks that screen our visitors and our students and faculty. And I think those jobs were up to $17, $18 an hour, Wow. So we've got a cadre of work studies doing that job, earning really good money. So they'll be set for the entire semester because we're going to need screeners all semester. So again, you got to check that email because the opportunity presents itself. And that was kind of new for us. But we ended up hiring a handful of work studies to do that job to help some of our safety officers that do the screening at a very, very good hourly rate, much more so than 12.50. I think it was up to about 17, 18 bucks an hour.
My goodness. I worked at a gas station overnight for almost 10 years. I never even hit $10 an hour working and going to school. So
Mustard, I get it, man.
that is amazing. And I would have.
I went in at a hardware store to try to get a job, and he said, "I can hire you, but I can't pay you minimum wage." And I said, "What is minimum wage?" I think at the time, I don't want to date myself, but I think it was like $4.50. He said, "I can't pay you $4.50." I said, "Well, what can you pay me?" $4 an hour. I said, "I'll take it." So, okay. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Definitely jump on these opportunities. Check your ACE's email.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, it is that time of the show. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Bell. Really
I
appreciate
loved it, man. I'm so glad we're back. Good to see you, Hot Mustard. You're looking good, and I'm looking forward to having these weekly discussions with you. I think it helps us, but it also helps our faculty, staff, and students for sure. So please tune in. Thank you, Hot Mustard, for all you do.
We'll be back next Tuesday, 8:30 to 9, right here on San Antonio College YouTube channel.